the top of the Empire State Building.
Z100, New York.
Welcome to the Z100 Artist Interview Lounge, a superstar that we saw hungry for some pizza after Z100's Jingle Ball, popping into our interview lounge. The last time we hung out with Tate McRae. Oh, and I got to show some love to our lovely family and friends at Hackensack Meridian Health. Tate McRae, what's up, homie?
Nice introduction. Thank you.
Yo, how starving were you after crushing it at Madison Square Garden at our Jingle Ball this past December?
Starving, because the problem is that we didn't eat for such a long time because of I don't know why we just never had food on the bus.
Adrenaline, you're rolling.
As soon as we would finish the show, we would literally just eat everything we could. It was horrible.
Wait, so then what's the plan after that? You guys were all hanging out with all your bags and stuff. Did you guys immediately go get something to eat, or you had to put everything away first?
No, immediately, second after we get off.
Well, everything continues to be awesome. Like we've said several times before, man, watching the tour start to develop, listening to the new music and watching your star continue to shine. Let's start with the new record, because it's one that's it's pop punk. It's got some synths in there. It's still kind of sad. I mean, it's all I want to be. Tell us a little bit about this song, dude. What does it mean to you?
This song is really special to me. I think it was quite the process to actually get it to where it is. The reason why it's so sad is because it initially started as a ballad. This is crazy. The vocals on this pop punk track have never changed. I sang them as a ballad and they're still the same vocals. And then I was recorded this ballad. It was fine. It wasn't anything crazy. Yeah. But then after the session, I emailed Greg Kirsten, who's a god. And I was is there any way you can make this edgy for some reason? I don't know why I just have this vision. So he comes back hours later and it's this full on punk song. And I'm how does this even translate? I was singing soft and emotional in the ballad. So it was crazy.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of those memes where it's a person in a picture and it's they send it off and they're hey, can you put my dad with his hand over here? And they totally transform the whole meme and make it super crazy. You know what I mean? To watch it develop into this and have it be just as powerful is so dope. So good on you, dude. Seriously.
Thank you.
Well, it's fun watching your teasing the video that's dropping, because it's kind of an ironic take on your own life of competing in dance, being in Hollywood. The song itself is just about being insecure and kind of comparing yourself to these other girls, these other people. So what's making you be so vulnerable with that? How has this all came about?
I mean, I think my music, I wanted to be vulnerable just because I think that's the only way that my fans really connect with me, is because they know I'm telling the truth. Yeah. Every single song I write is literally just about how I'm actually feeling. There's no filter. I don't really have a filter in real life either. So it's when I start writing, it's boom, everything that's going through my head, which I think is what creates that relatability between me and my fans. Just because I'm literally not, that day I was actually genuinely feeling shitty about myself. And I that's a very normal thing to experience.
Mm-hmm.
You nailed it. I mean, it's who you are. Fans and everyone who loves music, we connect to the realness. And even as you said, I mean, the other single feels like shit. You literally are this is how I'm feeling today. So boom, have it, hear it. Is it scary to kind of put those emotions out there and then have the world look at it, listen to it, and sometimes even pick it apart?
Oh my God, it's terrifying. I mean, I think when I think about me and my fans talking about it, it doesn't scare me. Yeah. But when I think about normal people listening to it, that's the worst. My brother's friends or weird people. That's when it's kind of terrifying, because then you're actually reading my journal. Then it's just weird. I would never say that in front of them, but yeah, it is kind of scary. And I think that's what I want for this album though, is I want to put out stuff that I'm really nervous to post, because I'm some of these songs are I was crying in the session, or I was screaming, and there's a lot of pent up emotion that goes into it, which I think is what's going to make it so real.
Well, for real, you've come a long way from, emerging during the pandemic. We've all just been doing Zoom interviews, and now you're posting album teasers on your IG. I saw that you kind of have like the song list a little bit in there. Some are scratched out so we can't see. What are we going to expect from your album? Do you have any collabs in mind? Are you going to give us different sounds that we haven't heard before?
No collabs on this album. It's going to be just like strictly me, but it's definitely like all over the place. Like I feel like I was going through an identity crisis this summer as I was like mid writing this record, which I think is what makes it so cool because it's very honest. And also like I wouldn't want to listen to the same song over and over and over again. But yeah, it's all over the place, and there's a lot of different topics I touch on. Like I have one song that's like just rips my heart out, and then there's another song that's like kind of sexy. There's like, I don't know, just like there's lots of like different layers to it, which is cool.
Yo, watching this stuff come to life, watching the tour happen, watching the fans react, the fans singing back the lyrics to your song. How insane has it been thus far? And as you continue to hit the road and these tour dates continue to sell out, you got a couple of dates here in New York City. Like, what is that like watching this full-on show really develop?
I mean, I think I'm just so excited to like get back out. Yeah. I mean, I've not get back out. I literally haven't done it before.
Know what you mean. To hit the stage.
I seriously, like, I think even these songs that I'm writing now that I like even did Jingle Ball or festivals this summer, it's like you write from a place of like wanting to hear someone scream it back to you, And that's like a really cool thing is I'm excited to take these songs on tour and just like hear people scream it. This is just it's a surreal feeling for sure.
Dude.
You've already done a lot of traveling. You did our whole like Jingle Ball tour and everything, but of course there's nothing like New York City. Yeah. And since you're going to be coming back, what's like one thing you always have to hit when you come to New York?
Ooh, once you try New York pizza, it's kind of hard to go back. I'm being like seriously, there's nothing else as good as it. So I might have to be like a stop after my next show again.
Yeah. And make a stop too by one of these. I mean, we're looking behind you, Tate. You have a dope sneaker collection, dope shoe collection. Make sure you hit up one of the sneaker spots that we have here in the city too. Which one of those are your favorite that's behind you there? Because that's a fire ass collection, homie.
Honestly, I don't really know. It depends on if I want to like be boyish or girlish.
Those green ones are fire.
That's me having all my those 2 holes.
That's so funny.
I'm definitely like some days I can be like a major sneakerhead, and then some days I like want to just like wear a pair of heels. So
have you I was gonna say have you like spent like me? I've got, and Crystal could tell you, I've got so many kicks, dude. Have you spent like a really dumb amount of money on a pair of sneakers and you thought at first like, oh, what the hell am I doing? But then once you got them and you saw them on the feet, you were like, yeah, pat myself on the back.
For some of them, like I have some boots that I'm like, I should not have spent that much.
Yeah.
Those aren't that cool. But I definitely wear them a lot, which is okay. But a lot of these sneakers actually just get sent to me, which is kind of nice.
Perks of the job, fam. Perks of the job. Yeah, you earned it for sure.
Well, we are so excited for the video to drop. We are still waiting on the album date because everyone is so excited to hear what you've been writing about and your different sound. I'm ready for that sexy track you're talking about.
I'm so scared. I'm like, when do I drop it? When do I drop this on my phone?
When it's meant to happen.
Yeah, but the next time you come through, you have to come to the station. Like, we need to see you in person. Like, for
sure.
It needs to happen.
Dude, before we get you out of here, check this out. Earlier, had the chance to, and you're a part of our iHeartRadio Music Awards. You're nominated for Best Cover Song for your cover song of Heather, of Conan's song Heather. Oh my gosh. Just found out that, and I want to share this information with you, just found out that you are atop the leaderboard. Like, your fans are going crazy voting for this song here.
Really?
Like, top 3. Yeah, come on. Yes.
Wow.
What does that mean to you to have these fans so passionately just embrace not only your original songs, but like this amazing cover of Conan's Heather?
I mean, obviously Conan's like the best ever. I love him. It's really crazy because I have like I don't know, this has like always been something that I've experienced my whole life, is like imposter syndrome, where like you just like don't realize that like it doesn't ever feel real, and you don't ever feel like you're like supposed to be there. And I feel like sometimes I don't believe that I have fans. So like even at festivals this summer, I like never thought a fan was going to show up, and then I would like, my expectations would always be exceeded. Like it was just like super weird. And that whenever I hear things about like my fans just being like really supportive, it just like honestly shocks me. It's like really
I mean, gosh, man, we can only imagine what it felt like. I mean, to be at Jingle Ball and watch that turntable stage turn around, and it's Madison Square freaking Garden, or, you know what I mean? You take those first steps. I remember when we caught up at Lollapalooza, onto the stage, you come running out and there's like 35,000 people there. Like
that was the biggest shock in my life. I didn't even know what Lollapalooza was. Like I was like, what am I walking into? And then I was like, well, I can't get nervous now. Like I'm already here.
And then as soon as you hit the stage, you're like, oh, that's what the hell Lollapalooza is. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
So beautiful. Yeah, there's a reason your fans are obsessed with you. And there's a reason we play your songs all day, every day. It's because you're so authentic to everyone. You really give your fans and your listeners like you said it, you're not screened. Everything you feel, you write it down, you put it out there. So thank you so much for being so vulnerable with everyone and for being you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Tate McRae, as we say so many times, man, as soon as all this COVID stuff starts to, you know what I mean, dissipate, everybody do the safe thing, do what's right for you and your family, but we need to have more of these like in-person hangs. And when you make it here to your 2 shows in New York City, just know that you're going to have at least 2 crazy people somewhere in the crowd, probably crying and screaming along. All right. Yeah. So don't worry about it. At least 2 are going to be there. I can promise you.
Okay, great.
Serious. Yo, go and enjoy the rest of your day, homegirl. And yeah, if you want to go sneaker shopping, we got you for that too. All right.
Perfect. I'm down.
It's Tate McRae and our Z100 Artist Interview Lounge presented by Hackensack Meridian Health. Love you to the moon and back, homie.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
From the top of the Empire State Building,